What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zone November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. Means it's time for some shenanigans. And hopefully my audio is okay because it just walked the dog out the door a few minutes ago.
We hear you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Hopefully you don't hear my fan. If you do, let me know in the chat. But because I totally switched audio settings just now.
I hear all your fans. They're right here in the chat. Hello, everybody.
That's right. That's right. And my biggest fans, we're going to start off by thanking them, the Patreons. They are absolutely awesome. I got plenty of stories to tell about some of them guys. So we'll get to that here shortly. Also, a big shout out to YouTube members. They are green in the chat or blue if they are administrators. And then we're going to go on to, which one? This one right here. We're going to go on to the Adventure Club board. And this thing did a lot of changes between the last time we seen it. Of course, Josh is staying in that top spot. He says, come at me, bro, if you think you can knock me off. But Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Delta Victor in the second spot. Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra Foxtrot Bravo in the 3. James Jenner drops to 4. Fart Sniffing Zombie, as the Roses call him. I call him Fart Sniffing Zebra. They call him a zombie. Whatever he is, in the top 5. Then we got Kent, Hand of the King, Eastern Standard Time, Mr. Lava, and Golf Quebec for the top 10. And that will wrap that up. And they are all awesome people. Thank you very much. It's been a whirlwind 9 days for me.
Yeah.
And if you've tried to get a hold of me in the last 9 days and I've not messaged you back, or if you've emailed me about your log last February and I've not messaged you back, if you've ordered a PP Man spike and you're like, why hasn't it shipped yet? I have been on my trip to the West and I've been just at it. Like I'm so far behind from this trip, but it was a really great time. Anyway, what's going on, Dan?
Sounds like you had a blast, man. We followed you around, a whole bunch of us did, and worked you in a lot of different parks, a lot of different states, and you've checked off a lot of new states on yours, got a lot of new parks as well, and that's awesome. Hello, everybody in the chat this wonderful Sunday. Gene McPhee from Killeen, Texas. Cornbread, how you doing, buddy? Toby, always good to see you. And Terry, Chris Rains, Josh Kilo, 4 Lima, India. Oh, Tata is in the house. Good to see you. Brother Dom, always a pleasure. Sidewalk Sherry, good to see you. Eddie. And November 4th, Charlie Whiskey Bravo.
Listen to this. You said Sidewalk Sherry. Not only has she just drove 9 days across this daggone country, she gets home and gets unloaded, and she's already gone. She's on an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back trip right now. So she loves those sidewalks. She likes to keep them hot, let me tell you.
I know it. Josh says you're looking kind of pale. You know, going out to, the dry heat in the out west might do that to you,
Well, I kind of look like Grizzly Adams, too, because I ain't even had time to shave in 9 days. So it's hard telling how bad I look, Josh. But,
I told you before stream, you might as well just go ahead and grow the beard up.
I tell you why I may look pale. I kind of on this trip got a really big scare on this trip. So I'm, a couple people may have seen the picture and they thought it was something that it wasn't. Because people who caught the picture were trying to set me up for just nonsense. But we're going to tell the truth about this picture. So I was sleeping, sound asleep, and I hear these little voices behind me. And I'm like, what are these little voices? And they start whispering. You see, I'm sound asleep. And Clarice's 2 sisters had escaped from Terry and was whispering, please help me. He's trying to find me. Grandpa Terry's coming after me. Help me. And I got so scared for them. And like, I told him, I said, don't worry, I will hide you. So I hid them in the place that no ham dares ever go. I hid them in North Dakota. Because we all know that hams don't exist in North Dakota.
Man, let me tell you, speaking of North Dakota, guys, if you are a POTA activator and you ever want an instant pileup so deep you can't shake it off, just activate in North Dakota. It'll happen instantaneously.
So, I'm on that was sort of a pass-through state for me. So I'm trying to hurry. And first off, it is a wildlife management area that I spent about 45 minutes driving up and down the road looking for. Because it's like impossible to find. Nothing will take you there. No directions, no nothing. And finally, I see a little tiny, barely wide enough for a car pull in on the side of the road. And I see a little tiny marker there. And we pull in there. And we're in this wildlife management area. maybe 10 feet off the road. And I look down the road. I'm like, I can see about 9 miles that way, and I can see about 9 miles that way. I guess I'm good. So I set up the antenna, and I'm like, I'm just going to bust a quick one out. Get this North Dakota done. Get all the people who's trying to hunt me in every state done. And I'm just going to jump on and get on the road because I still got to get to Minnesota tonight. That was not how that worked.
It did not work out that way, for sure.
Because the second that spot hit, it went absolutely bananas. Like the pile was deep.
You got at least one person there worked all states, I heard. So that was awesome.
I did get somebody that worked all states for POTA. So that was awesome. And then the funny thing is Sherry said, why are they counting down in the Signal app? And I'm like, counting down? I said, yeah, about every minute they dropped the number. They went 8, 7, 6. And I look at the time. I was like, crap, late shift. So I've went so long, it's turned into almost late shift. So I was like, well, heck, I'm here. I might as well get it in. I go to the POTA spotting page, and I put 10 minutes only late shift, leaving
Right.
10 after. And I left a pile. I did leave a pile still, but I tried my best. I do own that park for sure for now.
Well, you were in a different time zone too, so you weren't really looking at the clock the same way. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. All time zones needs to be the King's time. It either needs to be Eastern time or by UTC, because that different time zone crap is for the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, you seen Clarissa's sisters, but that wasn't the only little people that I got the pleasure. They were scary, and I had to help them out from Terry. Terry, I'm sorry, I can't. Terry's done sent me 3 messages now that he knows I know where they're at, asking me where they're at, and I cannot tell you, Terry. I'm sorry, I promised him. But I did get to help some future ham radio superstars as well. So, it was a great time, and I got to test 6 youths over this trip.
Nice.
For the A-Trag Top POTA Youth Challenge.
Don't give away any specifics or any results, but did any of them really stand out?
A lot of them stood out in a lot of different things.
Good. That's good. That's good.
A lot of them stood out. That every one of those youths impressed me doing something they did. So it was really cool. As a matter of fact, my TikTok tomorrow you will not want to miss, because it was so super impressive to me. And I can put it on there because it's not really part of the test or nothing, so I can put that part on there. I do still have 2 more youths to test before any videos from that challenge can come out or anything and be released to the judges and stuff like that. Once I send the videos to the judges, I can, and actually, once I got them all tested, I can start dropping those videos of each kid's activation. But,
right. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I'll tell you, testing multiple youths in one day wore me out. I will tell you that though. So,
I'm on the wrong screen here. Chris, I'll get that. There we go. Member for 10 months. Thank you, buddy.
hey, thank you very much. I'll always listen. Every single one of the Rose children, every time he would calls him fart sniffing zombie, and I couldn't help but laugh every single time they do it. Oh, it was so great. And another thing, so you know how I like to mess with Terry sometimes, and me and Liz and Sherry went out and did a late shift one night, and got a late shift in by ourselves, and I was messing with Terry that night. He'd call and I'd like the Kilo station. Was that Kilo 9? Kilo 9 Hotel? And then I'm just like, nothing heard QRZ. And I'd work 4 or 5 more calls like the Kilo station. And I just kept making him come back and back. And then finally, Liz and Sherry like, get him. And I was like, great. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec, you're 20 over. And
Greg wants to know for us old folk, can you put the TikTok clip up as a YouTube short as well?
You know, I've thought about that, and that's particular. I can't put the TikTok up as a short, but I can make a short of that clip as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'll do that, Greg.
Because some of us old people, I'm not going to say any names, don't do TikTok.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you click on the links in the video center, you can still watch them without doing TikTok.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, I don't think you need an account. You can.
I don't think you have to have the channel for that. Yeah. But the funny thing was after I did it to Terry. So the next day I tested 3 youths on Friday, and then myself and the adults and the couple of youths that were left did an activation together. Then the next day I tested 2, and then everybody did an activation that didn't test that day. And so Kaylee was on the mic, and Terry calls her, and I was like, you got to mess with him. You got to mess with him. And she's like, the Kilo station. And she messed with her a little bit. And then finally Terry started laughing and said, all right now. And when he started laughing, the whole crowd started laughing.
I forget who it was. It may have been, oh man, don't get me, maybe Rachel? I'm not sure. Might have been Seth. But I accidentally called you at like 20 watts. And he pulled me right out because, the voice recognition. And I was like, I was surprised I made the trip at all on 20 watts from down here because the bands were not good at all. I was really impressed by that.
Yeah. They all had pretty good ears in there. I can tell you that for sure.
Our friend Chris over at KO4 FSZ Antennas needs some help to meet his weekly quota. He needs to sell 2 antennas by the end of the stream.
2 antennas by the end of the stream.
He has some great NFEDs. If you need some high power NFEDs, he has some legal limit stuff. He has some 100-watt stuff, and his brand new hiker.
Oh,
go check him out. KO4FSZ.com.
And don't forget to use the code ATRAG for a little discount too.
That's right.
I am now back. I actually need to go to the webpage myself and look at that hiker.
There you go. PP Man's in the chat. He says he's dripping. I really don't want to know what that means, PP, but appreciate you being here.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you wet.
Tell me what.
Yeah, I'll tell you wet. West Virginia's humidity. Well, actually, just when I got back into Ohio last night, I looked at the temperature on the car and I was like, oh, cool. It's down to 71 degrees. We turned the air conditioner off and rolled down the window. I rolled down the window and I felt like I was taking a shower. It was just a mist of water come through.
Isn't it crazy?
And I was like, hey, Google, what's the humidity at my location? They're like 78%.
Compared to the, it may have been 90 degrees in South Dakota, but the humidity was what, like 13, 12? Yeah. I think we had this discussion last stream. Hot is hot, but yeah, there's a difference between humid hot and dry hot. Kilo 4 Tata says it the best. Humidity makes it moist.
You know what? One thing I would like to hear, because I don't have all the logs in from the trip, so I don't know the results. But if you think that you got me at every state on the road trip, put a 1 in the chat. I'd like to know who thinks they got me every state, because I'm curious. I know several that have.
I'm pretty sure I did. I was kind of freaked out today because I didn't see your message yesterday or earlier today, whenever you posted it, about Michigan being your last state on your big road. So when I saw you spotted at 2 Indy Way, and as a side note, every time somebody activates 2 Indy Way, I think somebody's giving you directions, like turn left at 2 Indy Way. It just blows my mind. But anyway, I saw you spot in West Virginia. I was like, holy crap, did I miss Ohio? I thought I missed Ohio. But no, you didn't activate in Ohio on those trips.
I did not. I was going to do Ohio last night, but we left Michigan pretty late because the roads talked us into eating another amazing dinner there at their house.
Cold lasagna, by chance?
Let me tell you, no, I did have some really warm lasagna.
That's right. And
I had a very super tasty hamburger.
Yeah. You also had your Oreo bong.
I did not juggle Reese's, but I did eat Reese's and Reese's ice cream.
Yeah.
And I've decided, after all that eating, I've decided that I need to go on a diet. I'm just getting too big. So I'm going to switch I'm actually probably going to switch out my banana pudding for salad.
Yeah, okay.
No, for real. I'm going to switch out my banana pudding for salad. Because Viz taught me how to make an amazing salad. It's called Oreo salad. And let me tell you, that is one salad that I would eat anytime.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe some of y'all seen the pictures. Dan said it looked like I was smoking an Oreo bong.
Yeah.
I told them it was so good that I would suck it through a straw. So they handed me the bowl and a straw.
You did.
Thinking they were joking with, and I grabbed it and proceeded to try to suck it through a straw. Although it did not work very well. I did get some out, but it did not work very well.
That's hilarious.
And I have told them they really, really, really need to come to Huntsville, because if I could have Eddie's brisket and Viz's Oreo salad, it's over. It's over. Like,
you're right. I didn't even think about that. That would be a great combination.
Yeah.
So PP Man said it. He said it it's so humid he had to open the gap on his key. That's pretty bad there. That's bad.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because PP Man used to tell me it's so hot up here in Michigan. Yeah, right. It wasn't even hot up there, PP Man.
What's funny about that is he complains how hot it is in Michigan, and you know where he's from.
Yeah, he's from Florida.
Yeah, I was like, hello.
Hey, interesting fact. So because I've been so obsessed with this humidity thing, because out west it was hot but dry, so it wasn't bad at all. So I happened to look it up. Can you guys tell me what you think the most humid state is without looking it up?
The most humid state.
The most humid state. What I thought it would have been took second place.
I can't think. I can't pick anything really with coastlines close, because the breeze off the ocean helps. I'd have to pick probably something up in the Northeast, to be honest.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of Northeast there. Massachusetts, Louisiana. Louisiana is in the top 5, Ryan. I can tell you that. The most humid state. You're going to die when you hear this.
Hold on. Wait. I haven't guessed yet. Hold on. I'm still thinking.
No, I've done gave it away now. The most humid state is Alaska.
Really?
Yes. Alaska is the number 1 most humid state. Florida is right behind it.
Interesting. I wonder why Alaska.
I don't know, but I would assume that that's why it snows so much there.
Now, is that is that peak humidity or
Average humidity.
okay? Because I imagine Florida probably has more prolonged high humidity. But yeah, okay. Okay. Huh. See there, we get educated on shenanigans.
Hey, Gene, that was a Google search. You can protest Google, not me.
Alaska is a cold humidity. That's why it snows dogs and cats. Very good, Sherry. Very good. Isn't West Virginia a hands-free state?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. We said the same thing about Michigan.
Yeah.
So no. Sherry uses the most annoying ever voice to text while driving in the car. And we're driving down the road, and every time the daggone signal app would go off, she proceeds to click on it and then click reply. So she talks to her radio. And I was so ready to kill the signal app. Although I did join the signal app just because of Uncle Terry.
Did I tell
that story on
the screen? No, but I had a friend who used to do the talk to text like all the time because he had really non-dexterous fingers and he really couldn't type very well, so he would always talk and let it translate it. And the funny thing about it is he was Vietnamese, and some of the stuff that he would say in there, it would come across like it not make a damn bit of sense. It would be like, do you want to watermelon get gas road? and I would text him and say, what? And then he'd call me on the phone. He goes, hey, do you want a watermelon from the gas station down the road? And I'm like, that's not even what it came out to be.
Could you imagine somebody from Mingo County using talk to text?
No. Thank you, Terry, so much, buddy. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, there's Eric. He got him a new award the other day.
Yes, I saw that on his Facebook page. Congratulations! It was oh God Almighty, what was it?
I can't remember what it was, but
it was something about rats. I think
rat tickling.
Rat tickling. Yes, he is a certified rat tickler now.
A lot of people were asking if it's a joke and everything, and my comment was like, "But that final, oh man."
Absolutely. You have to hit just the right spot on that tickle in order to pass the final, you know.
Hey, thank you very much, Terry, for the super chat. Terry don't like being on that bubble spot. He's trying to get off of it really quick.
That's right. Rat tickling certificate from Purdue University. If that doesn't prove you are 5'9" worldwide, I don't know what does. Yeah, oh ta-ta, y'all smash that like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell.
That's right. And if you are a masochist and just really like your phone to ding all the time, you can add me on ham alerts and ruin your life.
That's right. Gene says this is becoming weird. Just hang around for another 45 minutes, buddy. Might get weirder.
Oh Lord!
You never know the topics are going to come up on shenanigans. That's the fun part.
You know that's the funny thing, because shenanigans. We mentioned.
I can see Eric doing this too. His boss comes and goes, "Hey man, you need to take some more college courses so you can, you have a better chance of getting promoted in your career field." So he goes to get a rat tickling certificate.
Oh Lord!
I can see it, man.
That's a good one. I tell you what, my boss one day, I guess it's been about a year and a half ago, told me to have a great day. And, he's been calling me ever since, wondering where I'm at. And I've just been having a great day ever since. I guess he wanted to go POTA with me. He keeps calling me.
You going to come back to work? You told me to have a great day. Oh, that's great. He also got certified by the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks as a bear identification expert. Dude, I'm gonna have to pull these on my fucking boss because he's always like, if you have a certification, you can get more paid. And I don't think it's outlined anywhere in there that the certification has to be in my career field.
I think that. Hey, how's it going, Aiden?
Hey. Oh man, we have just made it to the big time here in Shenanigans because he has us on the TV in the background.
Listen, and there ain't too many TVs up there in that county in West Virginia where the ape lives.
And I mean, don't worry about it. It's only like a 32-inch TV. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. But
A lot of people don't know that the ape really lives in West Virginia, and his name is Clarence.
Mingo County. Well, I heard. That's
Clarence Whitaker. His name is Clarence Whitaker, guys. Oh.
If you have not seen the story of the Whitakers, look it up on YouTube. It's very
Ape is like, why do I ever come over to this channel? So you don't hang out enough, Ape, so we have to pick on you when you come. Oh. Ape, are you coming to Huntsville?
Of course he is. Everybody will be terribly disappointed if he's not there.
If you're coming to Huntsville, I have a request. I would like to do a POTA activation with you.
I see where this is going.
I am really, really wanting to do a POTA activation with the smoking ape.
Oh, no Huntsville. No Huntsville. The only way he's going to do a POTA activation is that if he can operate under the third-party traffic rule.
Yeah. Here's the problem. Have you ever just looked through your POTA log and wonder, is this the smoking ape? Because I've worked a couple of different stations before that kind of sound like the smoking ape.
He needs to have a voice changer.
And then you wonder, is that really the smoking ape?
Yeah. Well, if it says Clarence from Mingo County, West Virginia, that's him. He wants to know if he can dial into the POTA. Yes, sir.
Well, it depends. If I'm in Washington D.C. and running FT8, yes, you can.
That's it. That is very true.
Because that seems to be allowed there. But
no Huntsville for the ape, man. That sucks.
Okay. All right, so you don't have to give this away, Ape. I just want to ask you one question. Are you in my POTA log?
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I'll go through 300,000 contacts to find you.
It'll be interesting to go through your master POTA log and figure out who's only in there like less than 5 times.
Well, there's probably a decent bit of people that's in there less than 5 times, because you got to look at the times where I'll be doing field day or something in a POTA park.
He does not think he's in your POTA log. Interesting.
Okay, so Ape don't do POTA because he's not in my log.
Maybe he need to wrap a toll roid and spit on that thing. Maybe it'll tune better. Heck, you never know.
You know, there was somebody in my pile-up the other night that I said, all right, I'm QRT, and they went, hot to I said, okay.
Oh, I wish I would have heard that. We'll make another recording.
Well, after they said it, I said, spit on that thing, QRT.
Oh, that is great. I don't think Abe wants people to know his call sign because he has the coveted ultra extra class of license.
Yeah, I do believe that Ape was the test person for the ultra extra exam.
I think he's the only VE that can actually test for it too. So he might have a lock on it.
Eric says Ape has been to his house, but do you know his call sign, Eric?
No, he's not a tech. Come on now, he's a novice. Give him some credit.
I bet the smoking ape is like one of those people that does CW at like 90 words a minute with his toes.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Why he's drinking Miller Lite.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started to say coffee, but I did the ape. I know it's Miller Lite.
He's so badass. He does CW on GMRS.
So he's been to Eric's house, but he does not know the call sign. I mean, I've been to the Smoking Raccoon's house, and he told me that the ape lives down the street from him. So that's how I know he lives in West Virginia. But I don't know his call sign. I'd like to do it.
A closely guarded secret of the YouTube and ham radio world.
That's what I want. When Abe comes to Dayton next year, what I need to do is I need to film us doing a pod activation, and every time he goes to talk, just wipe out the mic. Second operator, this is, and just wipe it out. You're 5'9".
Get you a little beep filter, like a cuss filter. This is beep. You're 5'9".
Oh look, I was in the house the same day the ape was. Yeah, but the ape was not privileged to watching you swat mosquitoes out of it. No. I think I was the only one privileged for that.
Didn't he do that like at 3:30 in the morning or something?
Yeah, for like 6 hours. I'm like, what is he doing? His RV was rocking more than Terry's tent when he had Clarice in there.
Oh God. Oh, some things you just can't unsee. I need some eye bleach.
Oh, good stuff, I swear.
It wasn't a mosquito. It was the size of a bird.
You know what?
Yeah.
Doesn't Ape claim to be from Nebraska? What if I went by the Ape's house when I was just in Nebraska?
Maybe you did.
What's your home park, Ape?
Maybe he does not have a U.S. call sign. He has like 37 different Canadian call signs.
He's an Alpha Papa Echo 4.
Hey, Alpha Papa Echo 4. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, because in Canada you can get as many call signs as you want, right? Do they have a limit to them?
I don't think they do have a limit because you got to pay for each one of them.
There you go. So he can have like 40, 50 different call signs. So he can have a different call sign for every time he gets on the radio.
So when you get your regular license there, it's for life.
Yeah.
It doesn't expire in 10 years like the U.S. license or anything. But now your extra license that you pay for, you have to pay for them every year or they expire. So
Ape is from Sweden. His call sign, Sugar Mike 0 Kilo Alpha Papa Echo.
There we go.
Yeah, I like that. Hope we can get vanity calls from Sweden.
Why don't you just go over to Sweden for a little while and get your Swedish license, Dan?
Yeah, there you go. My problem with going to Sweden for a little while is I might not want to come back here. So every time you get me, it'll be a good DX contact.
Secret Agent Ham. That's right, Mike. Mike, I don't know if you were in here earlier when I asked it. Did you get me in every state? I don't have the results yet because all the logs ain't been turned in yet. But I'm curious who all thinks they got me in every state. I'm pretty sure Mike did get me in every state, but he'll know better than I will because I kind of went through a lot of calls over the last 9 days.
I'm pretty sure I did, and if I didn't get you at every, I didn't get you at every park. Because some of them, I think, in Michigan, you may have done. I didn't get you at, but I'm not sure. But if I didn't, I'm only missing like maybe one or two.
Actually, I'd love to give a shout out, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm pretty sure that Terry and the Roses got me at every park.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Which is pretty impressive because most of the time when I heard Terry calling you, he was standing on top of his desk, doing a Toby.
There were some of them times that I was not messing with him. He was legitly a 2-2 or worse. Today, when he worked me on 20 meters, he was a 0.5.
There you go.
Like I really had to dig his tone out, not his call, his tone. I said, "I'm pretty sure, Terry, are you in there?" And you could hear him like he may have been on top of his house screaming.
Oh, from where you were too. That's a tough haul on 20.
Well, normally he gets me okay there. I mean, it's
Really?
not loud, but he normally gets me about a 2-2 there. He was worse than a 2-2, way
the
worse.
Same thing that Chris does. Alpha Echo 4 X-ray Oscar. I can be operating in a park with a low noise floor, and I should never hear him on 20, but he always gets me on 20, and I hear him. I mean, but he's low. He's like a 2-2 and 1-1. Doesn't even move the needle, but I hear his voice. Kind of deal. Yeah.
Mike, you did get me in Nebraska. I do know that for a fact. Because I know exactly which activation you got me on. You didn't get me on the late shift one, but you did get me on the one the next morning. So you're actually getting 2 parts because that was a twofer. So you got me on the Lewis and Clark and Mormon Trail in Nebraska. I actually activated the Lewis and Clark and Mormon Trail in Nebraska and Iowa. Both place twofers.
Very nice.
Pretty cool.
And you got to see the Lewis and Clark Monument. Monument, whatever.
Got to see the monument. Got to see the museum. Lots of cool stuff. I was disappointed about the local people in the area who evidently party around the monument and just leave their trash and throw their bottles and break them and everything.
Yeah.
Not cool at all.
One day they will learn to keep their parks beautiful.
Terry says it was my ghost and Josh wants the story.
And Craig has a valid question here. Did you put an A-Track sticker on the monument?
I did not put an A-Track sticker on the monument. But it was great to learn something new about the Lewis and Clark, which I did mention on the last stream. It's not all water.
Yeah.
It's not all water. Matter of fact, water makes up only about 1/3 of the Lewis and Clark Trail.
I would have thought it'd been more than 1/3. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
I would have too, but it's pretty cool. I did actually activate the Lewis and Clark Trail for the first time and it not be water on this trip. Heck, I drove on a highway. I could have stopped anywhere on that highway and been on the Lewis and Clark Trail. I didn't activate it there, but I could have. So. But I was right back to activating in West Virginia today. So
I think the only one I really had trouble with you on was one that you had to hike in and run QRP.
That was the Lewis and Clark and Mormon Trail in Nebraska.
Yep.
That's one Mike said was iffy for him too. But I did remember working Mike.
I was like, oh, this one's gonna be tough. I twisted some knobs and hit some buttons I didn't even know I had on this thing.
Yeah, it was, and the bad thing was if you didn't get me the night before on late shift, that was the only other Nebraska park.
Yeah,
was a QRP morning activation. But now you notice I did not spot that as QRP because I knew what I would get. I knew what I'd get. I'd get a lot of people that would listen at first and did not hear me. And
these are fighting words from Gene Mafief. He says he's going to start a parking garage on the air. You're going to have Terry mad at you. If you start that now.
Terry's going to be real mad at you because he could have been activating every day of his working career, considering he used to run up to the parking garage to work me anyway.
You don't know the story yet. Terry used to work at a place that I don't know if he wants everybody to know, so I'll just say in a building with multiple floors. And they had a parking garage. And every time James would spot, or his ham alerts would go off, if I would spot or whoever else on his ham alerts, he would leave his desk, run up 5 flights of stairs to the parking garage, run into his car, get the contact, and then go back down 5 flights of stairs and go back to work. And then
then I'd respot on another band.
And then 5 minutes later, James would switch bands, so he would get up from his desk, run up 5 flights of stairs to the parking deck, work him on that band, run down 5 flights of stairs, and go back to his office. I think the people that he worked with thought he had a drug problem. or a very small bladder.
Yeah, I figured they thought he had like irritable bowel syndrome or something.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess as much as he read out the door.
No wonder he got chicken legs. But yeah, so if you start a parking garages on the air right now, so you're gonna make Terry long, because for his whole POTA career before he retired last year, he could have owned it.
So an interesting fact, because I seen Terry said he's about ready to work the trail of beers. So interesting fact. Old school POTA OG David Duncan. He was. Yeah. I think he was the second person to activate all 50 states.
Hold on. Memory. And on the VFR.
You asked me too fast. That sounds close.
Yeah,
that sounds close. Anyway, he I'm pretty sure he was the second person to activate all 50 states. And when I say all 50 states, I mean actually all 50 states, not counting DC. Actually, right. All 50 states. But interesting fact. So he came out to one of the parks while I was out, and I met several other hams, POTA and non-POTA, on this trip. But he came out to the park, and we were talking. And an interesting fact I learned: not only did he activate all 50 states, and I wish I would have thought about something like this when I was starting my 50 states of activation. He also drank a beer brewed in the capital of that state.
Nice.
Even in dry places, he would find home brewers and get a beer from the capital.
Interesting.
So that, I mean, I thought that was one of the coolest things I've ever heard. I wish I would have thought about doing something like that. Like every state I go to, buy Terry a pack of underwear from Walmart or something.
I think if I ever start my activate all 50 states, I'm going to do it.
You've already started. You're too deep into saying you haven't started.
Well, see, to restart this, I'm going to have to redo it, which is not really a problem if I take a trip back up north, because I'm going to be going the same direction anyway. But I want to activate all 50 states on sideband and CW. That way, when those stats start getting tracked, I'll have those checked off. Because right now, my whole road, I got every state on the East Coast. I mean, I'm not worried about that sideband, but all those were sideband except for a couple I did CW as well. But I want to do each one with CW too. So.
I feel like I'm missing something in the chat. Why is PP Man say that's why I would always activate 30 minutes after James?
I don't know. Senior moment?
I don't know. I see Terry saying something about leg gravy. So I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, he's saying he was always activate 30 minutes after you. That way to give Terry a little rest before he had to run up the stairs again.
Oh, okay. I got it.
You see, I would wait. See, I would wait till you go QRT and then give it a good, like 2 minutes, and then I'd spot. Because I know he was like halfway down the stairs, and he was like, oh, damn it.
Eric, you should have hit me up, because maybe some of those states that I was passing through, you would have needed CW at, and I could have messaged you and set it up for you.
I have not. I haven't even been to those states as a non-ham radio person. I've never been to either one of them. Period.
I have not been. I have not done Hawaii and Alaska, but they are coming. They're definitely coming.
And what's interesting, I think I asked you before. I think you said Hawaii is going to probably come first before Alaska.
Yeah, Hawaii will come before some of the other states will. Even yeah, I've had a trip to Hawaii setting back in the background for forever, and the problem is I stay so daggone busy. Like it's I'm exhausted right now, and I need to do so much stuff, and I also need to sleep like 40 hours. But I'm going to be up half the night doing stuff just to try to get remotely caught up from this trip.
Yeah.
And then we all know that tomorrow morning I'll try to get on my activating morning CW and evening sideband routine again too.
Yep. Did they have banana pudding at the Come and Go?
I did not go in the Come and Go, but
so you go but not come.
I went by it.
Okay.
I did not go into Uranus Fudge Factory or the Come and Go. Which would be really funny if they were beside each other.
That would be. Yeah.
But no, I didn't go into either one of those places. Viz and family did go get gas at the Come and Go because they pulled up beside me at the parking lot in Walmart and said, "We got to go get gas. We're headed to the Come and Go." And I just lost it right there in the parking lot because it was Andrew that told me. So, you know, and speaking of them, you know, I would really like to give them a big shout out because the last 3 days of this trip was spent at their house where they fed me amazing food and took care of me. Even I had one of the Patreons message me at like 10:30 in the evening and say, "Hey, if you don't do a late shift tonight, I'm going to fall out of the PZN challenge." And I start trying to look up the closest park, and it will not come up on GPS. So I'm asking Viz direction. She's like, "I'll just take you." So we go out and do a 3-person, and I'll tell you what, there is no way in a million years I could find that park in the daytime.
Yeah.
But there's no way at night. It was just a little tiny pull in, and the weeds were more than waist high, covering the pull in road. And when you pull in, you go in this big dip of that's just ate out.
When they were taking you out to this park, did you have the thought cross your mind is, I might not make it back to West Virginia?
Well, no, it's funny because we got done, and I asked Liz, I said, "What's your husband's phone number?" And she gave it to me. I called him, and I was like, because she told him, said, "I got to take James to do this late shift. You're gonna have to get and put him to bed." So we went out and did this late shift, and I called Andy, and I said, "Dude, these women are crazy. They just talked me into a 5-park rove. I'll see you in the morning."
He was probably like, "Oh no!"
and he said bye. So it's funny because he always jokes with me. Andy's a great guy, and I'm talking about Kilo 8 Alpha Papa Romeo. If you don't know what I'm talking about, absolute great guy. Made myself and Dan some really awesome pins, handmade pins from a wood lathe and stuff, which I got to see, Dan.
Awesome.
But he always jokes me. He's like, "Man, you pulled my wife and my family out of bed at night to hunt you and this and this." And he said, "And all I've got from you is a sticker." So I told him, I said, "You need to come to Huntsville so I could do a royal presentation of a T-shirt that said all I got was a sticker."
Yeah, all I get. You should get him a T-shirt.
But when I got back last night, I went and I put because Liz sent me pictures. She had gotten me Oreo ice cream and Reese cup ice cream, and she sent them to Andy too. And Andy came home and said, "Where's my ice cream?" And she said, "Oh, that's for James."
Okay.
So I got another sticker out when I got back, and I wrote on the back of it, "This sticker entitles you to 1 scoop of the King's ice cream."
Very nice.
So when I was leaving yesterday evening, I walked out of the camper and all the kids and then was out there, and I said, "Aye ye, aye ye." The king declares that Andy, Kilo 8 Alpha Papa Romeo, now has free reign of the king's ice cream.
Oh, that's nice.
And the funny part was, as we pull away and Sidewalk Sherry does what she normally does. She left her phone somewhere. And we didn't even make it barely out of the street, and we had to turn around and come back. We come back, and he's already got the Reese's ice cream eaten out of it. And he says, "You want another scoop?"
No waste no time. Absolutely.
But yeah,
that's good ice cream though. If you've never had a Reese's ice cream, guys, good stuff.
It was good stuff, but compared to her Oreo salad, you can forget it.
Bring some to Huntsville. I guess that would be something you have to make there. I don't know. You can make it forward and bring it down frozen. Yeah.
I kept telling her littlest one, I was like, "You got to get your license before Florida, because when you meet us in Florida next year to activate, you're just going to tell Mom and Dad bye, that you're going on 100 Park Road with James." And he kept saying yeah. Then his dad asked him. He said, "No."
See you next February, Dad. Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah. Then he said, "Well, do you want to go on 100 Park Road with Sherry?" And I said, "Yeah. You go on 100 Park Road with Sherry, and I'll take you on 100 Park Road with me. I'll bring you back in 2 days. You'll have your other one for about 6 months."
What took you so long? Got a flat tire on the sidewalk.
Yeah. You know what? Big shout out to her, too. You know, she drove that whole entire trip.
Monster.
Probably because she don't want me to drive her anywhere, but she drove the whole entire trip. But the funny thing was, as fast as she likes to go, you know, she loves to go fast. When we were in Michigan, she couldn't keep up with Liz or her husband. And I'm like, "Why are you not keeping up with them? We're following them." I'm like, "You drive way faster." She's like, "I don't want to get a ticket." I was like, "But you do in every other state."
Right. The real question is, okay, since you just went on a 9-day driving experience with Sidewalk Sherry, compared to Bill Brown, what is her U-turn ratio?
Well, you know, there were some U-turns made.
Yeah.
There were some U-turns made for sure. It's not as bad as Bill Brown's U-turn ratio. But now she did really good on the roundabouts. But last night, she totally stopped in a roundabout and said, "This section?"
No, Terry.
I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." But
yeah, you were saying some of the roundabouts, there were like 3 damn lanes.
There was a 3-lane roundabout. There was a roundabout. You drove 50 yards and roundabout. You drove 50 yards and another roundabout. I mean, it was absolutely crazy.
Good point. At least you didn't back up.
That's true. That's true. And you know, Terry is my ride to Huntsville again this year, and that's the exact spot of the backup too. So maybe I'll just film the whole time he drives.
You might as well. Just put the Osmo on a dash and just let it go the whole trip.
Oh, funny stuff. But yeah, it was definitely a great trip. Oh, look at we're coming up on the top of the hour.
Yeah, we are. Time flies, doesn't it, guys?
Absolutely. Dan, what you got coming up?
Not a lot, man. Support Your Parks is this coming weekend, the 20th and 21st. So get out there for Support Your Parks summer. And make sure you get an activation in if you're an activator and a hunt in if you are a hunter, so you can get both of the pieces of paper and have some fun doing it.
Absolutely. I always look forward to those weekends, and they're always a blast. For me, guess what? I'm getting ready to leave here and go to an activation, because 9 days straight going all over the country wasn't enough. I got somebody in the PZN challenge that needs an early shift, so I got to get out there and do the early shift and late shift. So, anybody care to guess where I'm going? considering the car's not here.
Hopefully you're going to 1810 because I know I need it and a lot of other people need that rare part. And speaking of 1810, you need to get your name back on the recent activation list because somebody over the last 9 days has given you a run for your money.
Maybe on activations for the last 9 days.
Yeah.
But that would be about it. Chris says he'll be at a 2 for a sweeper. Chris, did you get any antenna sales this stream?
Nobody needs 1810. Everybody needs 1810. It's a coveted park.
Well, we can make 1810 happen for you then, Chris. We'll definitely make that happen. All right, everybody go watch either Frank or Charlie, whichever one is up next. And, hopefully you guys had fun chasing me around the country. I will be back to my normal schedule of TikTok tomorrow, short on Tuesday, streaming on Wednesday, video on Thursday, and Friday is the POTA Beginner to Expert. I know none of that got done last week because there wasn't no way, but I'll be back on that schedule as well as activating every day. Thanks everybody for the super chats, and we'll catch you on the air right here in a little bit. 73, everybody.
See you guys.